Carrying out her family's legacy, a call for healing amid growing unrest in the wake of George Floyd's death. So how can we unite the nation in the fight against racial injustice? Alveda King is niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a Fox News contributor, and she joins us now. Alveda, help me understand one thing. You know, we've heard so many people say in the past few days that the reason why there is so much, anger is because we need systemic change. What does that look like? How do you have proof of systemic change? How do you achieve that? What is that?
Melissa, thank you and your team for painting such a clear picture of what is actually happening. What we're hearing during the daytime, you have people protesting peacefully, people praying, people having meetings perhaps with the leaders of the city and that type of thing. Then at a certain time, things flip, and all of a sudden, anarchy is there, and people are breaking and destroying, stealing, killing, and destroying. So systemically, there are problems and evil and bad things happening. But when you have the peaceful protesters, those who want good instead of evil, then evil has to back up. It can't occupy the same space as peace. And so we need more peace. We need more truth. For instance, if you ever said, I'm colorblind, I don't see color, then something is wrong. Any form of blindness is a medical condition that needs help. We need to see clearly and to deny people their rights because of skin color, when it is the blood that defines us as human, not our skin color. So we have to look at those problems. This nation was founded by immigrants. The nation, America was here, the Native Americans were here, but people came from Europe and Africa, and we got here. My uncle, Martin Luther King Jr. said we may have come on different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. So we have to learn to, as brothers and sisters, to break the systemic evil.
See, one thing that I thought could possibly unify people around this particular incident is that there's no one saying it was okay. No matter what color you are or where you are, even, police officers, there is no one who is coming out and saying, well, no, they're all condemning as vicious and evil what we saw. So why can't we rally around the idea that we all agree that was awful and can never happen again?
We agreed that it was evil, so now we must agree on how to deal with it. It is very disrespectful. George Floyd is dead. He was unarmed, nonviolent, and he was basically choked to death by a policeman. So how do we deal with that? Violently or nonviolently? Nonviolence means nobody else gets killed. Violence means people are hurt, killed, robbed, and further disappointed. So obviously, those who are stealing, killing, and destroying are wrong. So we all agreed that it was wrong for Mr. Floyd to be dead. It is so disrespectful to honor his memory. His family is grieving, and you go into the communities, including his own community, where he was trying to build it up and make it better, and you destroy it. That is wrong.
So what about, how do you deal with the fact that you have the peaceful protesters, but as I've heard some say so accurately, they're being used in a lot of cases as human shields. They're being used as a front for other people with other agendas, whether they have a larger agenda of, some sort of chaos or anarchy, or they just want to profit. There are this other group that is using the people that are trying to go out for change, and they're using them as basically human shields.
Martin Luther King Jr., the prophet, I'm paraphrasing, said that violence is the voice of the unheard. They cut off the rest of his sentence. So he said, however, I'm going to stay with nonviolence because that works. You cannot heal a situation with violence and stealing, killing, and destroying. And so the people who are protesting peacefully are not human shields. They are human beings who recognize that we're going to have prayer and action, not violence and disruption. And so they're the ones that need to stop. We must insist on peace so that we can have justice.
Alveda King, thank you for coming on today. We really appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank
Connell.